Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of my Minecraft survival series, and today we have a big job on our hands. But first, let me show you how many diamonds I've found. I have just about enough diamonds now to make myself diamond legs, chest, and boots. I look good now, right? Shame about that iron hat. I also have something cool to show you down here in my mine shaft. Obviously, when you're mining for diamonds, you have to go very low in the world, so there's a long staircase that is kind of scuffed right here in the middle. I refuse to fix either half of the staircase to fix it. But anyway, down here you can see I've been branch mining, which I think means mining in branches. Duh. 1 block wide, but branches are 2 blocks apart, to make them more efficient. In theory, you get the most amount of ore with the least amount of time spent mining. I have a few of those that go off way into the distance, and I went to make another one on this side over here, but I found a coal vine and kind of got distracted, and it actually opened up an entire cave system just above my branch mines. And you wouldn't believe what I found up here. I've blocked off that direction with a wall of dirt because I've stripped the rest of the cave of any resources, so it's just a thing that I found left. So I might as well save some torches and wall it off. As you can see, I've had to wall off a couple different routes that the cave took, because right up here is a zombie spawner. I've never found one of these before, and it's really exciting. I know what it is because I've seen spawner farm videos, so in the not too distant future I'll be making this spawner into an XP farm. Zombies tend not to have the best drops, but they're great for farming levels for enchanting. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video. Back outside, you can see that my sugarcane farm is doing a decent job collecting sugarcane for me, and over here you can see that I've expanded my wheat farm somewhat. Wheat farms are important for feeding animals and myself, so I put a bit of effort into expanding it in the interim of these videos. As you can see, the farm is totally lit up by these 2 hanging lights in the middle, and in this field of crops are 2 water sources, making sure none of these crops die. They have closed trapdoors on them to ensure that I don't fall in the water when I'm collecting or planting wheat. So today I have these cows, and it's finally time to build them a worthy home. I feel kinda bad about leaving them in this crowded, fenced area. As you can see, I've been busy digging away at this hill to make space for the barn that I'm going to build, as I intend for it to be a decent size in comparison to the chicken coop. I farmed all the trees around this local area, so hopefully I have enough resources for what I have planned. Eventually the rest of this hill behind the barn will disappear too. I'm not going to leave it looking just like that, don't worry. But today, I'm building a barn for these cows. As you can see, I've got some pretty barnish materials here. Oak, birch, planks and stripped. I also have fencing and hay bales from my wheat farm, so we can really make it look and feel like an actual barn. This chest right here has the resources I collected earlier, so without any further delay, let's get to building a barn. The first thing I want to do is obviously build a frame or basic structure of the barn. So I'm going to put these posts up first in the corners and one in the middle. I do stupidly make some errors in the spacing here that I will catch onto and fix later on in the video. There. As you can see, I've put all the posts I want in place now, but this one's obviously wrong, so I'll fix that now quickly. I do apologise about the mooing and the clucking in the background. I was very much in the zone when building and forgot to turn it down in game. In between the back posts, I'm going to put oak plank walls, but it looks pretty naff as a solid wall on the side in my opinion, so I remedy that by taking out my axe and making a gap in the middle of the wall. Obviously I can't leave a gap there because my cows will escape, but I still want them to be somewhat comfortable, so I build a window using fence in the gap. As you may have already gathered, this is not intended to be an efficient cow farm, far from it. This is fully intended to be a big spacious barn where the cows are very much outside, but also protected from the elements. I may make a tutorial for an efficient cow farm in the future, but for this world, and for the sake of the view from my house in the middle of the lake, I want to see something that looks good. The back wall is just going to be a solid wall, and with the back area sorted I can start on the front. This bit will have a lower roof than the back, so to emphasise that I'm going to take it down to only 3 blocks high. It's here I realise I've made another spacing error with these posts, so I have to tear down a bit of the barn just to sort that out. Good job I didn't release the cows into the back bit just yet. I also put a bed here because this is going to take way longer than 10 minutes and I don't want to be surrounded by angry mobs when I'm trying to build something. Morning again, time to reluctantly sort out that space issue. Now, it's all symmetrical and I can start on the roof of this place. I figured half slabs would be the best roof so mobs don't spawn up here. And it's also thinner than the posts, so more visually pleasing. If you hold shift on a block, you won't fall off, which is why it looks like I'm walking backwards over thin air as I place these slabs. With that done, I decide to make the back area higher still, like a proper barn. At this point I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the roof will look like, and I come up with an idea in my mind to have it slope into the middle. To do this, these end bits need to be almost triangular. I go up a couple blocks because all barns have a lot of roof space, and start making this post to go towards the middle. I do the same on the other side, and you can probably tell what I meant if you didn't before. I do the same on the other side and connect them where the actual roof of this back bit begins. I need to put a post in the middle of the barn, but that's where the cows are, so it's time to release the cows into their new home. First, I put down a gate so I can escape after I let them out. Welcome to your new home, buddies. With that done, I can finish that central post like so, and put some fencing around the front to sell that Farmville some more. I really like how it's coming along. I pretty much just planned this in my head, took no inspiration from anyone, and didn't even practice in a creative world. So I think it looks awesome, but we still have to finish the roof. And to do that, I'm going to be needing a whole lot more oak planks. Luckily, I was smart enough to put a crafting table here too. Back up on top, I can fill out these walls with oak planks to keep it consistent. And I also decided to make gaps for fence windows at the front up here too. I've also filled out the back and sides obviously with solid oak plank walls, and now it's time to do the roof. I have a good idea on how to do this based on a couple of videos I've seen where they use a similar method for a sloped roof. But in order to get that sloped look, I'm going to use oak stairs, and I'm going to need quite a lot of them. First off, I connect the two sides at the top of the barn with a beam of half slabs to make sure mobs don't spawn up here, which is quite perilous. I don't want to fall on any of my cows. With that done, I can come down one of the sides and start placing stairs like so. As it turns out, stairs are the most frustrating thing to place in the entirety of Minecraft. Perhaps there's a trick to it, but I sure don't know what that trick is. With a lot of perseverance, I finally placed down all the stairs and it looks good. As you can see, that took me all day because it's getting dark now. Time to light up any spawnable areas on this barn. And there we have it, my barn. Now we can play around a bit inside. First thing is to build a trough, because these cows need water. I do this with 4 trapdoors like so, and then put water inside. Simple. As you can see, however, the cows seem more determined to use it as a bar than an actual drinking tool. I also have some hay bales here. Cows eat wheat, but for some reason they don't eat hay bales. At least not when placed on the ground. So it'll look good in there with the cows. These cows seem very eager to escape considering I just spent 3 or 4 days building them a nice home. Talk about ungrateful. You can also use a shovel and right click on grass blocks to give them this well-worn look, as though it's been used as a path for a good long time. The cows obviously won't let me do the whole barn, but I think patchwork looks better anyway. Unfortunately, cows that escape are a nightmare to put back inside the barn, so they don't get to live. Make sure to light up the barn downstairs too, obviously, and here's a pretty cool tool for lighting up barn areas. If you take an iron bar and turn it into nuggets, combine them with one torch like so, you can make a cool looking lantern which you can hang somewhere in your barn. And there we have it guys, I'm super happy with my barn. I think my cow buddies here and their children for many generations ahead will be very happy here. There's a chest here to keep their food and raw beef and leather. Here's how it looks from the side. I'm so happy with it. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Please also like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Next episode, I'm going to go on an adventure and attempt to adopt a couple villages. I have no idea where the closest village is. Stay tuned for that one. Cheers guys, bye.